Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel Traxler. I am a wedding photographer and photography business coach, helping other photographers grow their business on the back end. So, today I have a really fun topic. It's, are you attracting price shoppers? And I know the first thing that comes to your mind when you think that is, yes, I do get a lot of inquiries from people who are just price shopping. And there's a lot of feelings around getting those types of inquiries and people who are price shopping. There's a lot of stigma around that in the industry that I want to talk about today and see if you're actually approaching it right, but then see what to do to change that if you want to stop attracting price shoppers too. But first, if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel because I will be releasing weekly photography education videos just for you. So also comment below what you would like me to cover and what topics you'd like me to talk about as well. Okay, so you've probably gotten that inquiry that says that they are just price shopping or they're unsure of their budget or their price. And you might look at that and think immediately, they're not my ideal client, or I don't want to work with them. Or you might immediately think that they're low budget clients, which I think is such an industry lie, to be honest. I'm going to squash it. I'm going to say it how it is, how I think right now. I think that is such an industry lie. Just because someone on your contact form, if you have like where you stand with your booking, whether we want you, we want to know more information, we're just price shopping, whatever, if you have that section on your contact form and they select that they're just price shopping, that does not mean that they are low budget clients. That could just mean we don't know what we want. We don't know what value in the service you provide is. We'd love to learn more to see what our options are for that range, budget range, or just to see if it's feasible and see if we can do that, and then we can cut back elsewhere. So I want you to ask yourself, are you attracting price shoppers? So I know that there's no really way to cut out getting price shopper inquiries altogether, but there is a way and some things that you can do to help cut back on that a little bit so that people and clients are coming running to you saying, we want you. We don't care what your prices are. We want to book you. So there are definitely ways to help you get to more of that and more of that client that is coming running to you instead of you seeking out clients. But then there's also on the flip side, a different way to just approach price shopping in general and have a different mindset and a different approach to it that's going to help you a lot. And there is definitely a way that I've been able to do this too, even just with my own business, how to stop attracting so many penny pinchers or budget clients and start attracting really premium clients who come running to you for those inquiries and for those bookings if they really want you. So I created a whole training around that. So you can find that training in the description below. Watch that training because it's really, really good. It's going to teach you how to attract a flood of hot inquiries wanting to come to you for your prices and so that you can completely beat out the price shoppers. So that's a way to completely beat out and elevate your business so that you don't get as many price shopper inquiries. But in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about ways how to approach it and how to also help your business so you don't get that as much too. So number one, you need to set boundaries in your business and your life that can be respected. So what that could look like is maybe office hours of when you have that form of communication and what type of form of communication are you wanting to? Do you email? Do you text? What is that? And how making sure that's clear that you are just sticking to that. And if someone reaches out to you in a different way, so if you say that you're only going to communicate through email and then someone texts you, making sure that you keep those boundaries and expectations for yourself and for your client, and you're redirecting them to email you because that's the best form of communication to keep everything really organized. How are you respecting and setting those boundaries for yourself? And also office hours too. So don't be responding to them at midnight, even if you are just sitting there and answering emails, because what that does is it trains them to know that you will answer at any time of day or that you can answer late at night. And that's not always simply the case. And so try to only respond to emails in your specific office hours too. And another thing you can do too is make it super, super clear what your communication expectations are, what your office hours are, and what your preferred form of communication is. Have that in your email signature. Have that in your guides that you send to your clients. Have it in the emails that you send to your clients. Have it in your initial inquiry workflow. Have it on your website. Have it in the footer of your website. Have it on your contact page on your website. There's so many places you can have it. And I think the more the better, because people need to see things a million times for it to click for them. And that just creates that communication boundary for you and your clients and just helps give an overall better experience for your clients to a more elevated experience. Number two, you really want to open your mind to price shoppers because, like I was saying before, people who come to you that say they're just price shopping does not automatically make them a low budget client. That just means they want to know more information about the services and the value of the services that you provide. And then, therefore, it is 100% your job to communicate that and to make sure that you are transitioning them to where they're at, to where they need to be excited to invest in your services. Obviously, with integrity, if this is a good match, you'd never want to talk a client into booking you that is not a good fit. I think that's just my heart too. You just would never do that. You want to make sure that they are aligned clients and it's clients you're excited to work with. It's people who are excited to work with you and you guys just feel honored and grateful to work together, basically. So I want you to open your mind to price shoppers because I think a lot of people think of price shoppers or they see it in their inbox and they automatically say, that's not my ideal client because they won't pay what I'm worth and what I charge. Therefore, they're not my ideal client. And I do not know where this industry standard mindset kind of stemmed from. I do not know. And I could not disagree with it more. That's like one of the things that I just cannot understand because your alignment with your clients shouldn't always necessarily be in a dollar value. It should be in the values and morals and things that you want, that they want out of their wedding and things that you love to capture in a way that your specific and unique approach and method can complement them in what they're looking for. And so I don't think that being an aligned client always necessarily means and needs to be matched up with a dollar value. So, for example, I have a fun example for this one because I had an inquiry come into me and I just thought they were the most aligned, ideal client. They were from my home state, they were from Wisconsin, but they wanted to elope out in Glacier National Park in Montana. Love that so much for them. Everything that they were saying, describing of their day, of like what really was important to them and what they valued was 100% aligned with what I wanted to, like with what I like to photograph and what I like to capture and the types of clients I just really connect with and therefore can tell their story better. And they came to me and their budget was low. Like it was low. It was something that I couldn't even do for 2-hour coverage here at home. And instead of letting that defeat me and say they're not my ideal clients, or I guess I'll just have to, maybe I'll do this one for at that lower rate, whatever that is, I decided to just go through my normal inquiry process with them. I'm just going to go through it as normal. And guess what happened? I was able to so connect with them so deeply through my whole process. I have a whole inquiry to income process, which you can find information in the description below for all that information. But I took them through my inquiry to income process, through my initial inquiry booking process, basically. And what the root of that means is connecting with them, connecting on a deeper level, getting to know them, following up in a way that's important, giving them the information that's important to them at the time. And I followed that process. And guess what happened? They ended up booking me for the highest package I've ever charged for a wedding. And it was a Thursday elopement in Montana in Glacier National Park. And so that's just the power in knowing and not just writing off price shoppers right away because they just are curious and they want to know. And that should actually be accepted as a challenge. I love that. I actually look at that and I say, yes, I'm excited, challenge accepted, because this is my time to shine and really convert them and take them from point A to B. And that's on me. That's how you're supposed to do it. So what's your process from A to B? Again, I have a whole inquiry to income information course down in the description below. I also have a free quiz for you. It's the booking bottleneck, just to see where you're hung up in the booking process with your initial inquiry workflow. So take that quiz in the description below because that will help you figure out where you need to improve to help take your inquiries to paid bookings. And point number 3 for Are You Attracting Price Shoppers is that you are not creating a brand that clearly brings in premium clients. And what I mean by this is, does your brand speak premium clients? Do premium clients want to come to you, or do you have a brand with your messaging that is attracting people who are unsure or price shoppers or who are more budget couples and budget clients, whatever that looks like for you. There's nothing wrong with any of those things. But if you want to become a photographer who does serve more premium clients, that might be something to look at. So, for example, I want you to think of maybe just 2 or 3 photographers off the top of your head that you know are like they charge a lot and they're worth a lot. And just think, if you were to go to them for a session, whether it be a couple session for yourself or you're getting married or whatever, even as a photographer, if you're going to another photographer to get a session done, there's photographers that you know you would never ask a discount for, and you never would even probably second guess their pricing because you just would want them so bad that you would pay what they're worth. And so think about those people in your head. And then I want you to think, why? Like, why do you feel that you could never do that? And chances are it comes down to how they portray their unique methods, their unique approaches, their styles, how they clearly communicate the service and the value in the service they provide, probably the copy on their website, probably the client experience and customer service on their website, subconsciously not even knowing it's a good experience. Probably their social media is really aligned with what they say that they do and what they actually deliver. Probably social proof, those testimonials, maybe referrals from other clients or other photographers or other vendors, maybe something else. Someone else said something about them and that's how you found them. Think about those things because all of those things tied together is what makes an industry like an in-demand photographer to help you be able to charge more premium prices. Therefore, you're not going to be getting as many inquiries in that are just unsure and just want to know your prices and know nothing else, because then you are clearly doing something wrong. There's something wrong there that you're not clearly communicating the value of the service that you provide, that people have to ask you, because you want them to come across your work and say, that's exactly what we want. We want her. We want to book her. No questions asked. When they have to come to you with, oh, we're just price shopping, we're unsure, that already like that level of trust isn't quite there. But as soon as someone lands across you on social media or your website or hears about you, that first point of contact when their client experience starts with you, you want them to feel like they trust you and they know you from the get-go, like right away. And so I think those things are really important to think about. And that also all together kind of ties together a brand that really speaks to and communicates to premium clients. And then therefore you will get less price shopper inquiries. But again, I want to reiterate that there's nothing wrong with getting price shopper inquiries, because that's actually a really fun challenge that you can do to take them from point A to B. So say you get an inquiry that's very straightforward. That's, hey, we're getting married on this date. Here's the venue. Here's the details. What do you charge? Like, what's your prices? They just want to know numbers. I can probably assume that they're probably a little bit more left brain thinkers. Therefore, with photography being such a right brained and emotional connection and service, it's going to have to take some converting for me to convert them from left brain thinking to right brain thinking. And that's on me, and that's not on them. And so there's so many things that you can do in this process to help you book those price shoppers, but not only just book them and convert them to booked clients, but book them and like convert them into premium clients too. There's power in that. If you want to know more about that, you can take my booked bottleneck quiz in the description below, or you can find out more information to my inquiry to income course below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to comment below if there's any topics you want me to cover. And also make sure, if you haven't already, to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching today. Keep shining, and we'll see you next time.